Any information that you may be looking for, I will have listed in the description if you want a personal reading, if you want to follow me on my other social medias and whatnot. And let's jump in. We're going to start with the oracles, and then I'm going to get into the general. Let's see what's happening. Sagittarius. What do they need to hear at this moment? First card we have, press pause to reflect on what you've learned. Okay, so immediately Spirit is saying, before you go full throttle, before you hit the gas on certain decisions or certain moves that you want to make, when it comes to like just recent events and recent decisions that you've made, it's important that you take a moment to like reflect on what you've learned from those experiences, what you've learned just in general, okay? And in you doing this is going to give you a chance to know how to proceed as well. Some of you have been like wanting to hit the gas when it comes to like your love life, maybe pursuing new love, putting yourself out there, and Spirit's like, okay, go for it. But know that whatever your previous experiences have offered you in terms of insight, it's important that you take that on so that you can better choose, have better boundaries, all of that. We also have be still and listen. Your heart will hear what it needs. Okay, so if you've been in this energy of feeling just a little bit lost, confused, unsure about what you should do when it comes to a personal relationship, love-wise, family-wise, I already said family, business-wise, it's important that you're listening to your intuition, okay? Not listening to like the shifting moods that you're having, but your intuition. If you feel a knot in your stomach, you feel uneasy about certain things, that is your intuition versus you feeling, emotionally all over the place. Emotions is different than intuition, okay? So another thing we have here, we have park your negative thoughts and work only with the positive. I was actually about to say something about this with this card too, with the be still and listen card. So with this, it's important that you're distinguishing between, again, intuition, negative thoughts, or negative emotions, or emotions shifting constantly. Those are all separate things. Your intuition is more of a like, I don't know what it is, but I feel off about this. Versus, today I feel sad, tomorrow I feel angry, so this is influencing my decisions. Or certain thoughts are coming up and we're just kind of assuming things are just gonna be off. So you want to be able to distinguish. And also, while some of you guys have been out there dating, negative thoughts going into this like, okay, is this person actually gonna waste my time? Is this person actually gonna turn around and ghost me? Like, already assuming the worst could be the very thing that's keeping you from getting to where you want to go. It's like saying you want love, but then also being like, well, I don't really know if I'll find somebody who's gonna be consistent, or I don't know if I'm gonna find somebody who's worth my time. It's like contradictory. So you can't want to manifest things and then also have a negative attitude towards it at the same time, because then all you're going to manifest is the negative. So if you've been wondering like, why does it feel like I've been running into people who are inconsistent or who are this way or who, present certain things one way and then they turn around and be different later. Well, some of you could be operating out of this like negative frame of mind, and then letting that be something that you go out and try to confirm. Because our mind wants to confirm things that we think. So sometimes we'll give space to people who, may be that way just because we assume that that's what we should accept because that's what we're going to have to deal with. So it's just being mindful of how dangerous that thought process could be. All right, so let me pull from here. We have manifest and forgiveness that came out. We have well-deserved reward. We also have new vitality. We have shine, and I have one more that fell. And we have listen. Okay, so This is going into manifestation as well. So a lot of you are consciously and unconsciously manifesting things. What you may be needing to do to kind of shift your manifestations in more of an intentional manner is to be mindful of like the type of entertainment you're watching, be mindful of the types of people you're around, overall energetically making sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you are in like a higher vibration, so that you're naturally just kind of manifesting things without having to think about it, because manifestation really happens in the unconscious nature. It's not about what you can necessarily control per se, and that's like one misconception with manifestation. It's not like I could turn this off and then turn this back on. No, you're constantly in the state of manifesting in an unconscious manner, more so than not. With forgiveness here, I am seeing that certain individuals could be really wanting a level of forgiveness, but it's important to know that with anybody who you do decide to forgive doesn't mean that you have to allow them back into your space. You can forgive people, you can get clarity without actually having certain individuals in your space to do the same thing over again. So be mindful of, like, in the sake of forgiveness, giving certain people the room to breathe or to be around you, where no, the true forgiveness happens when they're not around you. And when you're not able to be traumatized over and over and over and over again by the same person. Okay, especially in you forgiving them, they keep repeating the same actions. At that point, it's going to make it even harder for you to forgive anybody else after that, because you'll think that forgiveness is attached to constantly allowing people the space to do the wrong to you. Also with well-deserved reward coming out. So this is actually really positive. If you have been being very resilient when it comes to showing up for your creative endeavors, if you have been just resilient in general, there is actually some sort of, I wouldn't say reward, but the card says reward. There is some sort of like takeaway, reward, peace of mind that kind of comes with this. Okay, especially for my creatives. Like I said, if you've been doing this for a while or you've been trying to show up consistently, there is some sort of payoff to this. You just need to keep going. And like I said, and you staying in higher vibrations and you just kind of living, breathing, and enjoying the journey, not only is that a part of the reward, but this is going to help you get there a lot faster. So try your best not to focus so much on the, am I going to see a payoff from this? Well, you are if you continue to show up. And with new vitality and shine, also another thing I'm seeing for my creatives, it's important that you keep producing your art so that you can be seen. Okay, a lot of you could be letting maybe numbers or the energy of comparison stop you from really showcasing your work. And that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, okay? If you let numbers, if you let all that stuff rule you, you'll never feel like it's worth to share anything. Okay, so we have the Dragon's Lair card. So the Dragon's Lair talks about our internal warning system, our ability to see things before they happen. We also have Into the Unknown, and we have Flying. So with Into the Unknown, this also talks about being in unknown space, not having all the answers, and Flying talks about seeing things from a higher perspective. So what I'm seeing, I'm definitely seeing that with your internal warning system telling you certain things are off, there's no need for you to kind of like go into this space of worrying about the future. Some of you have been like moving along, and you have the insight, like with Dragon's Lair and Flying, this again talks about being in a higher perspective. You're able to see ahead in terms of like, if you take this action and where it's going to lead you, but you could be wanting to know like every single thing that's going to play out. It doesn't really allow you any room to kind of enjoy the journey. So the message here is to understand that you have the foresight, or you have the intuitive wisdom to know how to navigate your situation. That's all you need. You don't have to have everything lined out, especially when it comes to like dating or connecting with people, to where it closes you off from just having a genuine experience. Because when you're always in the future, you're always worrying about how things are going to play out. You're never really allowing yourself the space to just be. Okay? Hey, Candy. Sorry, guys. I was so into the reading. I didn't even see you guys in the comments. Hey, y'all. Hey, Elise. So, yes, the message here is to not worry about how things are going to play out long ahead. Be it in the present moment. Let your intuition lead you and you'll be good. And not making decisions based off of a space where you were sad or a space to where you didn't feel like yourself. Yeah, because some of you guys have just recently got out of a mode of feeling down or feeling depressed. And there's no need for you to be making decisions that keep you from expanding or growing out of that energy. Or even being in too much of your own energy. Being at home too much. Isolating yourself. I'm even getting... Okay, Spirit is saying, try not to do too much of that in 2024. Like beyond February. Try to pull yourself out of being in your own energy so much to where you're like thinking about negative stuff or stressed out, okay? All right, I have the Knight of Cups. I have the Two of Wands, the Two of Cups, and I also have the High Priestess. What do you need to hear? Well, I'm seeing that there's a genuine connection that either has recently appeared in your life or is trying to. But with the Two of Wands in reverse, this does talk about the need to go out of your comfort zone or needing to get ready to get out of your comfort zone. So some of you have been like struggling a little bit when it comes to like with this new person showing up in your life, accepting them in and being emotionally unsure on whether or not this is it for you. But again, your intuition is going to tell you what's going on, and it's important that you're knowing how to distinguish between your intuition, fear, or negative thoughts. So, and for my singles who hasn't like gotten to a point where you've gotten out of the house, you haven't allowed yourself to maybe talk to people, even on an online sense, it's important that you allow yourself the space to go out of your comfort zone, okay? I also have the Six of Pentacles, the Sun card, the Hierophant, and the Five of Wands. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Give and take. Okay, some of you keep fighting with your husband, person you may have children with, person you live with, in regards to like the shared responsibilities or how bills are being paid. Until you guys get to a point of working together or like creating some sort of system to where it works for both of you, there's going to be this constant discourse. And I think that either you or the person you may have children with, why there's a constant sense of arguing or not being able to get on the same page is because this person's not blatantly spitting out the fact that they feel like they're not getting like the equal give and take. Or you're not spitting it out like, oh, I feel like you should be doing more of this. So if you guys did focus on having more of a balanced conversation with whoever this may be, then there may be a chance for you guys to get somewhere. For some of you, there's like a huge focus on whether or not there's other people within some sort of connection here, or there could even be some sort of like long distance relationship that's very confusing. For a lot of you, until you come to a point of understanding on what you want to do with this could be making you feel even more closed off to put yourself out there. But I think the last thing I want to kind of get into, I have the Justice card, the Hermit, and also the Seven of Cups. If any of you are going through any legal stuff, or you're trying to like move, relocate, purchase a new home, it's important that you got all your ducks in a row in terms of the paperwork piece, and also like doing the proper research in regards to, or not proper research, if we're talking about a house, making sure you got all your paperwork in order and also documentation for like any legal case. But also making sure that you're talking to like your lawyer or whoever is helping you in this process and like getting whatever information you feel like you don't know, because there could be important information that's given to you that could help you in the long run if you just ask. So make sure you're talking to like your legal representation or whoever could be helping you in some sort of like process in buying a home or something. There could be something that's right up under your nose that you could be missing. And that was like random. But this is what I see. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this helped you in any way. If it did, thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will